Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about something maybe a little different. Well, it is similar to what I've talked about. It's because I've talked about things connected with philosophies, opinions on various issues, and this is another thing. It's no exception. Now, there was a movie that was entitled Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Some of you may have seen it. It starred, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, Steve Carell. And to me, compelling, very great performance. I saw one review online which kind of looked like somewhat mediocre review, but I didn't see the whole movie. I saw the last 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes, and it was basically about the end of the world was going to take place. An asteroid like 70 miles wide was going to make impact with the Earth, and people are known about it about approximately 3 weeks before it happens. And basically, Steve Carell, he tries to find a love that someone to love him. So I guess he would have someone to share his last days with. And we look at this, and I think what inspired this movie inspired me to do this video, because, okay, I'm not saying anything in a real fatalistic way. I mean, although we know it's theoretically possible that something, some kind of meteor or something, or like asteroid could make impact with the Earth, even though there's no scientific indications of this for any time in the foreseeable near future. It doesn't mean it couldn't happen, because science and technology is not infallible. But I think what this movie kind of conveys a message, more so than doing something before necessarily the theoretical end of the world. But I think, I guess the possible end of the world. What I think is important in this movie, the message, I mean, we all might have different interpretations, but I look at this as like doing something that maybe things that you've procrastinated on, and maybe just decide to do it and not hold back anymore, especially if it's something significant or something you felt that needed to be done for a while, but you just didn't quite have the ambition or get-go or enterprise in terms of doing it. I mean, if you want to tell someone, him or her, you love this person, whether it's on a platonic or a romantic level, maybe do it. Don't worry about thinking, well, if the rejection or the person being flabbergasted or dumbfounded when you say it. If there's someone you want to reconcile with or make up with, make amends, make atonement for, make peace, just do it. Don't hesitate or hold back, because I had a friend, still a friend, that had a relative who was like 43 years old, and this person, excuse me, person fell on her face one day. And when she was dead, and I believe when they did the autopsy, they couldn't find anything bizarre or any disease-related illness that causes death. It was just, it appeared to be natural causes. So the end can come any time for anybody. We don't know what's going to happen one day to the next. Someone gets shot. So you can, in theory, it's possible to die of regular causes at a relatively young age. People have had heart attacks under 30 years old. So, I mean, I think the message that I took from that movie, and the message that what's important is what I want to convey, is that don't hold back. If there's I mean, I understand if somebody's like, elderly person, and if it was something they felt was going to take a very long time to do, or if they wanted a further education or something, and they felt, well, what's the point? Because it might take so long to complete it, and I kind of understand that in a way. But if, as an example, but let's say we throw something out there like just something that's very concise and quick, that's not time consuming, such as making that important phone call, making that decision, something that doesn't consume a lot of time. And if it can be done and you're not feeling like there's going to be any great repercussions of doing it, and then just do it. When I saw this movie, it was something that kind of takes away. It makes you really think. I think about things that aren't superficial, the things that are really important in life. It makes one be less avaricious or less greedy or wanting to be acquisitive of material things. I felt like when I saw this movie, it just showed that love is one of those things that takes precedence over so many other things in life. It's not even funny. And this I saw where love can almost be paramount for a person. When I saw this movie, it was just kind of like, the end of the world. There's another way of looking at this too. A lot of times, if somebody loses a significant other, somebody that plays great importance in his or her life, it can be seen, figuratively speaking, as the end of the world for this person. I think sometimes people will pursue someone or look for that elusive love because they don't want to have that feeling like it's the end of the world, like everything's coming to an end because they don't have that love in their life, and I understand that. We just have to make sure that we do, if there's something that we can do right now as opposed to tomorrow or the day after or weeks or months later, and continuing to protract situations or things or decisions, we can do it at this point in time as opposed to later on, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We might be here right now and subsisting and breathing and surviving or what have you, but there's nothing that gives any assurance that there is going to be something for tomorrow when it's God's time. When the end does come, that it's His decision. We don't know when that's going to take place, as far as the precise time goes. And I just kind of think, well, when I saw that movie, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, I didn't like the fact that the end of the world was coming and that the earth was going to be obliterated, but I thought there was kind of a profound message in that at the end of that movie, and I encourage anybody to watch it. And to me, it's a very telling tale. I think a lot of people would really like it, even if it didn't get straight 5-star reviews, even if some people gave their little assessment or review on it and felt it was only like maybe 2.5 or 3 stars. I don't think so. I didn't see the whole movie, so I can't really give it a rating, but I think I really do give it at least a 5 or close to a 5 for the last part anyway. It was very touching to me. It touched my heart, the end of that movie. And I don't know if I should really reveal it because it might ruin the ending if people haven't seen it yet, but there was something that was it showed certain love at that point in time when the end of the world was just about to hit. I thought there was another part of that movie was something. This was a very, I thought it, in my opinion, a poignant tale, and we look at this because it's almost kind of a speculative movie. It can show how someone might respond to this. I'll tell you a part in the movie and Steve Carell was talking to his housekeeper, and he was encouraging the housekeeper to go home. There was about a week's time left before this apparent asteroid was going to hit the Earth. And she seemed like she was oblivious, like she didn't really, I got the feeling that she didn't know it was going to happen. She just said very clearly something to the effect, okay, I'll come back next week, and Steve Carell was like, okay. But it was like, when he said okay, he's thinking about what's going to happen with the end of the world. I think it was almost like he didn't really want her to come back, not because he was being malicious or mean, but maybe because he wanted her to enjoy the last days, maybe without directly telling her what was going to be happening, because she didn't seem like she was cognizant or aware of it. That was my take on it anyway. And I just felt that was, and what happened was at the end, shortly after that, there was a newscaster on TV when Steve Carell was watching the news on television, and the guy says the asteroid is a week ahead of schedule. It's going to hit the Earth in like 16 hours and some odd minutes. And then Steve Carell knew that woman was not going to be coming back to clean his home. Man, I'll be honestly, I'm touched by this story. It really, it's hitting home. I'm not going to lie to you. That movie really touched me. And just like I said, if there's something you need to do, do it now. Don't hold back. Don't wait for tomorrow, because it might not be here. Well, people, this is Edwin Learnard. Until next time, stay well.